Hello and welcome to Stretford Paddock. This podcast is brought to you by Surfshark VPN. Now more than ever, our internet reliance is increasing, from talking to loved ones, to streaming your favourite shows, to watching any of the podcasts here on Stretford Paddock. And with that increased footprint, so does our need for proper internet security. And Surfshark is a VPN service that encrypts your data, which stops anyone unwanted from seeing it. Another great thing about Surfshark is it allows you to see all of the great content from around the world. Simply sign in to Brazil and check out their Netflix. You can watch Croatian Amazon Prime. And when you're on holiday, you can still watch all of your shows from back home simply by changing it to your home nation. It is that simple. And currently Surfshark have an amazing deal. By clicking the link in the description and using our code Paddock, you can get a whole 3 months extra for free. That is 3 months extra for free. In addition, Surfshark also offer a 30-day money-back guarantee. Again, use that link in the description and use the code Paddock for 3 months for free and a 30-day money-back guarantee.
So many different films and actors and conversations around that sort of thing, but I don't think I've ever got your opinion
There's
on
the
it.
Canadian guy that's got the whole joke about Tom Cruise plays the same role in every
Oh
film.
yeah, he goes through
He's a bartender, he goes through a crisis of confidence.
And then he meets a woman, and makes him the best bartender in the world ever. Yeah. Is it Rich Hall, I think, does that?
Yeah,
it's quite good.
Good knowledge.
Yeah. But I think, see, I was having this chat with Joe Smith the other day, because Mission Impossible 27 or whatever's out, and it's had rave reviews. And I think, you know what? I went to see Maverick. That was all right. I could watch a Mission Impossible film.
I've watched Maverick 4 times.
Have you?
Yeah.
So what I mean?
It's war in it though.
Yeah. Yes, more. Did you watch it with your warhead on going, that's not accurate? That wouldn't happen.
No, but I kind of dig how there was a lot. I kind of dug how... See, do you know what annoys me the most?
Go on.
Ops rooms.
Right, explain this to layman's people.
Operations rooms where they're monitoring what goes off in war.
Right.
Could not be further from what it actually looks like.
So in the film, the sat there...
In every film, it's always dark.
Yeah.
There's a weird blue ambience.
Yes.
In every single one of them.
Yes.
There's big bastard 50-inch tellies.
Yeah.
Right? No.
No.
Do you know what an ops room is?
No.
Generally.
I've only ever been to one at GMP
It's a fucking
headquarters.
tent with a load of blokes around the corner. That was one of them.
Yeah.
On a radio. Usually a bit of a map table in the middle.
Love that.
And then officers getting shouted at. That's it.
That's it. There's no screens. There's no blue ambience.
I don't think I ever saw a screen
What
in an
about
ops room.
one-liners? Is there loads of one-liners like...
I don't know if I'm breaking...
Oh, right, okay. I don't want to get you in trouble. Oh, sorry.
I won't reveal the names.
A term for the seriousness.
Maybe I'll reveal the jobs. So, did you ever see the fucking hands-down heroic rescue of, unfortunately, the body of Matthew Ford, who was recovered and placed on the side of the Apache helicopter?
I've heard about it. I don't know what you mean. I know what you're on about.
I don't know if I'm going to get in trouble.
I don't want you getting in trouble. Last thing I want on this podcast is me getting you into trouble. You've got me into trouble a few times, but I don't want the roles to reverse, especially not as serious as this. You're going to get sort of chucked out of the army equivalent of the magic circle if you start revealing secrets.
It was not as popular as an idea as maybe the media made it out to be within the ops room.
Oh, right. So are we talking about a Saving Private Ryan scenario?
Huh?
When you say it wasn't a popular idea, what do you mean? Can you elaborate? I
don't reckon I can.
Right, okay. Well,
I'm just going to say
I've probably got it completely wrong.
Universally popular idea that people maybe made statements about afterwards.
Right, okay. Right, now I'm with you. Right, okay. Let's leave it there because I don't want to get you in trouble. So
genuinely, fucking hands down, some of the most heroic shit. And I don't even know if the full story of what fucking really went on. Like pilots was getting out of £40 million helicopters because troops were running the wrong way and going, no, he's fucking that way, mate.
Wow, mate. Sick.
Under fire
as well.
Landing in a fucking Apache helicopter in some fucker's garden, just letting the fucking 30mm cannon go in a brownout because of he landed on soft sand. Just wild. And there's all that ethos of nobody left behind, right?
Yeah.
But there's nothing better than knowing that is going to be there for you. And it should be there for you.
Yeah.
That if it goes west, we will fucking move heaven and earth and do some wild sort of ill-advised shit to come and get you back.
Yeah.
That's because that's what you want.
That's what we have that in our house. No, I know you're laughing. But I'll explain myself. Our cat died the other week, right? Sad, rest in peace, Jimmy. And he went to the vets. It cost a lot of money to have him cremated now, a bit skint. But my motto is, no one gets left behind. We're bringing him back home. Right, so he's in his little box at home, do you know what I mean? Because we have that ethos. Yeah. Anyway, Tom Cruise, you didn't answer my question. Do you like Tom Cruise films? I will get to some comments in a minute. And if anyone's having a go at me and him for not talking about whatever the fuck, I don't even know what was on the thumbnail.
Sure, mate.
Get a grip. Yeah.
So, Tom Cruise.
Because my missus hates him, by the way. She will not watch any. She won't even watch Jerry Maguire.
He's an oddball, isn't he? Let's have it fucking right. But do you know what?
He is. Aren't we all, though? And also, if you were like 18, 19 when he started becoming famous, then you're the biggest. Yeah, because you're in like Taps and things like that, in Whiskey Business. Then you're in Top Gun. You're like the biggest film star in the world. So everyone fancies you.
Forget about Scientology.
Yeah. Everyone's just on you. You'd be a bit odd, wouldn't you? Do you know what I mean? And like some people go down the, sniff and heroin addiction route, Robert Downey Jr. and all that. Some people just like Charlie Sheen just can't get off women. Some people just
everything else.
Yeah, and everything else. And he was around that sort of time, wasn't he? And he just sort of went into Scientology and everyone's like, this is a bit weird. But in terms of his actual films, if we can just part that, regardless
if you
of what
just
he thinks,
talk about his craft.
Yeah, his craft. He's pretty good at what he does, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, Maverick was really good because I've enjoyed the bit of a trend we've had recently of we've had it with Rocky, we've had it with Top Gun, where it was like huge films in the 80s and they've revisited them with the guy that was the star of it 20, 30 years later.
Yeah.
It's real nostalgia.
Yeah.
It's not most films have to go, here's why you should care.
Yeah.
But you walk into that film with memories.
Yeah.
Like, that's such a weird... That can't have happened before now.
Do you know what that is? You're right, and that's brilliant. But also, for the film to make that much money that it made, it's got to have that audience that don't know the original film as well. It's got to tick both boxes, because you're not going to make £2 billion at the box office just by relying on people like me and you.
What do you reckon it was? What do you reckon the split was? Percentage split
That's
of people who were just walking in. So if it's 100%, everyone walked in that had seen Top Gun before going into that. Or... Because there's definitely some Herberts. I wouldn't have thought it was possible, but I work with Ronaldo, so I actually genuinely think that shit's possible, where people have walked in and gone, hey, that Maverick was good. Was there another film before? Like, who the fuck's Goose?
Yeah, okay. So who was the Goose guy?
Goose
what's all that about?
Geese. Gooses. Geese. Is it geese?
Geese. The plural of goose is geese, yes.
Yeah, I think... I'm trying to think of other Top Gun films I've seen.
Tom Cruise.
Minority Report's very good.
Class film. Well said. Yeah, I love that, mate.
What else is it? Days of Thunder's good. It was the 80s kind of
Someone made a good point here. Sorry, I forgot in the comment. Someone said Tropic Thunder. Paul Madison. Have you seen him in that? Yeah. Because he's got all the...
We do not negotiate with terrorists!
I love it when he does that. Slams the phone down, everyone applauds.
It's mad how people are pulling up Tropic Thunder and I'm like, did he do blackface? You're like, the context is fucking extremely important in this.
Here's the thing with that blackface, right? And I'm not defending blackface. I'm not going to say Antoine Griezmann was right. He's playing a white actor who does blackface.
Yeah, he's not.
That's the point.
Actor
just doing black. He's not playing a black man.
He's the thing you're calling out, he called out in the film by doing what he did.
It gets called out in the film, like, there's not enough roles for black people and you're taking him. Yeah. So it's kind of ironic, and I get it. It's like satirical.
It's like same side, what we're doing.
It's like there's a difference there. That's what I think anyway. You may disagree, I'm not the authority on it. But yeah, Alex Buckingham says, it wouldn't be the Brew if it was all about current football news, and it wouldn't be the Brew if some irregulars didn't moan about that fact. Someone came in the chat, sorry, I've forgotten who it was, and said, I thought this was a United channel. It is, right, for 7 days a week, 24 hours a day.
Probably
except
about 41 videos.
Yeah, 41 videos a week, yeah.
But the 42nd is this shit.
It's just this, yeah. Matt G says, one film you wish you could see for the first time again. That's a good question. I've got one.
I've got two.
Straight away that comes into my mind.
Hangover.
That's a great film.
because I watched that at the pictures with zero. I had no idea what I was watching. I used to have an unlimited card for Cineworld, so just go and watch any old shite.
Yeah.
And went and watched that, and I think my stomach hurt from laughing that much.
Brilliant.
And it was like pre-Bradley Cooper being big.
He weren't Bradley Cooper, was he? He's not even top billing in it. I don't even know if he is.
I don't know any of them.
Yeah, it's like they're all famous now, but at the time you're like, who? Zaku? What? Who's he? Like, it's mad that, isn't it?
Out like Mike Tyson appears in it out of nowhere. Like
1 hour in some. Like,
there's a tiger. Like The Hangover, because there's a point I think Zach Galifianakis' character gets up and goes for a piss, and he's got that look on his face. Like, did they get smashed last night before filming this? Because it's flawless.
this is why when we go to Vegas, I'm staying away from you. Honestly, I love you, bro.
Do you
but
drug us again?
I am, yeah. I don't need to wake it up with a tiger in my room. No recollection of what I've done. I got on my phone. I've emptied out the joint account. I'm like, bro, I am done. Like,
it's a fucking brilliant. Because I had no expectation.
Yeah, that's a good
hit
shout.
me with a bat.
I love films like
no
that
fucking
because
clue
you don't go to that
what's
thinking this is going to be hilarious. This is going to be this. It's one of those. It's like they call it a sleep hit, don't they? Where it comes up gradually and does loads of money.
Amazing.
Brilliant film.
It's
Good
so
shout.
good.
What was your other one? You said you had two.
I've watched this other film,
Right.
and it might have just been the state of mind I was in at the time. It might have been because I went with my mates. Pain and Gain. I fucking laughed out loud.
Pain and Gain.
Yeah, it's one with The Rock and Mark Wahlberg and that.
Right.
And
I'm not gonna lie
I've
to
watched
you,
it on telly since, and it's not that funny.
You're losing the room.
Yeah.
If I'm the room. Pain
Otherwise,
and Gain. The Rock
probably
and Mark
like-
Wahlberg. Yeah, that sounds a bit.
Like 300. What first time watching that?
That's good.
That was like visual steroids. That.
Yeah,
We went home and
that's-
just wanted to just fucking smash weights out.
Really. Do you know what I'd love to watch for the first time ever? Which I think is a little bit like what you said with The Hangover. The Matrix.
I still
Now,
don't get it.
now, I love that. So what is it? So what's that?
Who is he again?
What's that?
Is he Jesus?
Is
that what it
he? So it's a computer. When that first came out, once the word of mouth was spread and everyone knew it and everyone had seen it, everyone was like, oh my God, this is amazing. And then the sequels came out and it was underwhelming. And then they did a revamp, didn't they? Resurrections, which was dross. Even though Dave Pritt argues with me that the sequels were amazing. The Matrix, when it came out, right, I'd say how good it was. That gave birth to the DVD. Everyone was like, you've got to have the
Matrix,
DVD.
I believe.
Yeah. Good knowledge.
1999 was an absolute... Whatever drugs Hollywood was doing at the time,
Yeah.
they were good. Because, oh my God.
Let's do this, bro.
1999 for films might
Is
be
that-
the greatest
Well,
of all time.
let's broaden that, and forgive me for mentioning football. 99 for everything, including football.
What else happened?
Yeah, what else? I'll tell you what happened. I'm glad you asked, Stephen. What happened was the only team to ever win the treble without having 115 charges hanging over him achieved that feat.
Well played.
Thank you.
Fight
Can
Club
I
was
just
a
say,
great
well
one.
played as well, by the way. Excellent work the other week. You at your finest. Boiling urine.
When?
Boiling blue urine when you sat down and just read out some charges.
All right, yeah, I'm still getting fucking death threats.
I apologise for liking a few of them on Twitter, but they were quite funny. Right.
The thing is, the City fans are like, look how hard he's coping. Mate, I was calm.
I loved it when people like acting logically as well. Oh, that doctor he's mentioning on the back of that paper. So you have Googled him in then. You've done what he said. I'm not going to lie to you, Steve. It's all right. When I went into it, I thought, oh yeah, and then it goes a bit
Drop
wrong.
off quick, does it?
Yeah. So you've got some bangers. The Matrix.
Fight Club, I'm sure, is one of them.
Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me. The first Austin Powers. I think that's good because it's funny, it's new.
Yeah, it was different.
No one knew what to expect. Then you've got The World Is Not Enough.
Is that a Bond thing?
It's not, yeah, obviously an avid Bond fan here. Notting Hill. Notting Hill's all right, you know. It's one of those. It's a Hugh Grant rom-com. You get what you pay for. The Sixth Sense is good.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, really good.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, spoiler alert. Little Haley Joel Osment is a ghost. Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. I went to see that a few times because I was a big Star Wars fan.
Forget these. Where's the good ones?
But American Beauty?
Different.
Different.
Do you know what? I watched that recently again, actually, you know, and fuck me as it aged. Like the TV's in there, it's still the old school
The
square tellies in
TVs
there.
amaze me. Us lot in here, we all love the thick of it. And the TVs they have in it, it's only like 10 years ago, 15 years ago. They're huge.
Yeah.
No flat screen business. There's other films as well, by the way, that have... like The Hurricane. Have you seen that with Denzel Washington?
Yeah,
That's good. Man on the Moon with Jim Carrey.
That's a good one. What else was 99 then? Because I'm sure Fight Club was 99.
I think that's 90. I might be wrong. Let's have a look. I think that's 98, but yeah, it's not. Oh no, you're right. Sorry, stand corrected. It's just not in. It wasn't in the top.
I'm pretty sure Lock Stock was 99.
Oh, I think that is 98. That was a bit of a.
What year?
1998. Lock Stock.
Bastard.
No, you
So
close.
I
You've hit the
remember
post.
watching these films.
Films,
on,
as Ethan would
what
say.
it? What would?
Is that what you say, producer Ethan? Did you say films or
Is
films?
it 9X?
Films. Why did you
the
say
fucking-
films, you Geordies?
What was the cable company that was all around? Was it 9X?
9X is right, yeah.
Or NTL?
The 9X
whatever it
Arena.
was. I know, but like it changed names about 54 fucking times.
9X sounds right to me.
Whatever it was.
It's like
whatever
Sky,
the-
but you don't have a dish. What?
Yeah. Whatever the cable provider was,
Yeah.
there was a box office on that. And I guess it was on Sky as well. It was the same one. It was the exact
You
same
can
one.
say you just had a dodgy box. Statute of limitations.
No, we didn't have a dodgy box.
Did you not?
We did have a dodgy box, but not this year.
All right, okay. That's fair enough.
And it was statute of limitations.
Yeah, it's gone. It's fine. We all had one. Come on.
No, not because I remember fucking buying a lot of films and my mum and dad going mental.
Oh, mate, I did that at my mate's house.
It was like 13 quid.
Yeah, I remember buying Deep Impact about 4 in the morning.
See, that was good. That's about 99.
Yeah, and his missus came in and went,
What year? No, is that 2001?
Deep Impact?
Because you know what? It's mad, innit? Because the fucking that and Armageddon came out at the same time. You're like,
That
what are
is
you trying
mad.
to say here?
That's 98, Deep Impact.
What was it?
Armageddon.
That must be 98 as well, because it was the same.
Why are they bringing out like 98? Why have they brought out 2 identical films at
Can
the
you
same time?
imagine, like, you've been squirreling away on your little fucking Asteroids Gonna Hit Earth program.
Yeah.
We've been doing ours, and then we both go to press at the same time. And you go, are you fucking kidding me?
You what? Oh, we've got a great film coming out. What's
Yeah,
it
so
about?
we-
It's about the end of the
Asteroid
world.
Hit Earth. No, you've not.
What?
Well, we've got Steven Tyler singing in there, so fuck you.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Have you heard Ben Affleck's story about?
No.
It's so good.
The DVD commentary.
Is it Michael Bay?
Yeah.
He goes, hey, so Michael, why wouldn't it not be easier to like train astronauts how to drill rather than train these fucking clowns? He goes, Ben, shut the fuck up.
They put that on the DVD commentary. Have you seen it?
No,
It's
I've not
him.
seen it. I've
It's
just heard
him
the
laying
story.
into the film. Him going, "This is fucking ridiculous." Like, oh,
It is a ridiculous film.
So we're not going to train astronauts who it takes years to train to do drilling. We're going to train drillers to do astronauting, even though none of those are words. Yeah, it is ridiculous, but it kind of works, doesn't it? And do you know what? I don't mind films like that where it's so dumb and stupid the premise, but you go.
Have you
along
seen
with it.
Doom? I think The Rock plays the main character in
What
Doom.
is this with you and The Rock?
And it's
Is
just
he like
it's
your
just
anti
shit.
Nick Cage? Do you like The Rock? Because you can't stand Nick Cage.
Do you know what though? But The Rock isn't a good actor.
I love that you say that like it's some revelation.
Oh, fair
well,
play. No one's-
what?
no, all right, no
you
one's
mean
batting the other side of that,
yeah,
either. All
multi
right, no
Academy Award nominee Dwayne The Rock Johnson is not actually the
Do
thespian
you
we
know
all
what?
thought he
Walking
was.
Tall's a film though.
Is that? I tell you what, Moana. I know it's only his voice, but he's a god in our house. Maui. See, even Ethan knows he's nodding. Yeah, that's class.
See, Pixar's fell off. Pixar used to just come out with
Yeah,
banger
Pixar
after
was
banger after
banging, wasn't
banger
it?
after banger. Did someone lose a fucking hard drive or something? I know that actually happened at some point, didn't it?
Toy Story 3. We did that at uni. They lost it. Like, they lost the film. And it was like someone who was ill had taken it home to work at home on it, and they had a copy on their hard drive.
Imagine.
And it was like, we've literally lost this film. We're going to have to redo
How long have we
everything.
been working on that? 4 years, don't worry about
Yeah.
it.
How much have we paid for it? 220 million quid. Has anyone got Tom Hanks' number? We need to get him back on. Tom, are you busy? Do you know that work you just done for us? Listen, loved it, but we've lost it. Can you do it again? Yeah, and someone thankfully saved the day at the 11th hour. That is mental, isn't it? Because, like, that reminds me, I don't know if you knew about this, when we interviewed Evra, and the lad we used to work with, he lost the audio. Yeah. So the audio was gone, and we had to use the audio from a camera, not from the mics, which, you know, Stephen, isn't great. But that's not as bad as
Sounds
losing
like
an...
someone talking through a loo roll next door.
Yeah, that's how it was.
Fucking hell.
So it was a nightmare. But that wasn't as bad as losing the entire
Dan Barrett,
film.
Man on Fire, was that 99?
Oh my God, Man on Fire is a banger. That is... Denzel's up there, innit? Denzel's like... Real life. He's like...
Another
He's
one,
the opposite of Nick
Deja
Cage.
Vu, what a film.
Love that. Love all that. Yeah, that is mint. Deja Vu.
Denzel went through a phase of just nothing but net.
Right.
absolutely
Who's had the
nothing but
best
net.
nothing but net period in an actor's career? Because some actors
Leonardo
have like
DiCaprio.
5 years or 6 years. where
Leonardo
they just
DiCaprio,
boom,
I
boom,
think
boom,
in
boom.
1 year,
Go on then.
did Wolf of Wall Street, The Revenant maybe, and what the fuck was the other one? And Django all in 1 year.
Whoa, that is a fucking year, bro. That's ridiculous.
Leonardo DiCaprio's career is ridiculous.
It is.
Just read some of these out. Yeah?
Right, so go on, you can go for it.
So I would say that's producers.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Has that Hector. So let's forget like fucking Critters and all that sort of stuff. I'm going to say from Romeo and Juliet, I'm going to ignore Marvin's Room.
That's you know what actors do? Let's do the little film that no one's going to watch, but me and Robert De Niro in it.
Man in the Iron Mask, bit meh, whatever. The Beach, great. Catch Me If You Can. If you've not seen it, you should because it's really good. Gangs of New York, great. Aviator, The Departed is one of my favourite films, by the way. What a fucking film.
Oi, bro, underrated. Blood Diamond.
Yeah.
Sick film.
11th Hour, I don't know what that one is. It's the one about Earth, yeah. All right, cool. Body of Lies, that's a great film. Shutter Island. He did Shutter Island and Inception in 1 year.
Inception's so good.
Inception is in basically 1 year. It's 1 year, but it's in 2 years that they released them. Django, The Great Gatsby, Wolf of Wall Street, and then The Revenant. Yeah, it could be fucking Leonardo DiCaprio.
In such a short space of time to do some absolute bangers.
John Davis says, if I directed a war film, what's my ideal cast? See, the actors I like, I don't think really work in it. I like Mark Wahlberg, but not because he's a serious actor. I like him because he's a fucking weapon.
Right.
and I like it.
Have you seen him on Graham Norton when he was levered? He was on Graham Norton. He's done when he goes on Graham Norton, he's either dead quiet or he's out of his head. And he was one where he was just levered and he just kept insulting everyone. And then he fell asleep. He was drinking, they have a drink. I don't even ever watch Graham Norton. They have wine or beer or whatever they want to drink.
Love it.
And he was like, he turned up drunk. And then he's just interrupting and he doesn't know what's going on. And then at one point he's just like,
Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah.
Jason Statham.
Yeah.
Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks. Yeah.
These guys, they just play themselves in films. You book them and they turn up and read the lines as themselves.
Tom Hanks is just Tom Hanks, isn't it? Yeah, I like that. It's like Jeff Goldblum back in the 90s.
You know,
he used to be Jeff Goldblum, didn't he?
You're booking Tom Hanks.
Jeff Goldblum in Independence Day is the same guy that's in every other film.
The Rock's turning up in.
Yeah.
I know he's one to wear like beige safari shirt.
He's huge in The Rock. He's massive.
He's a big old boy.
Yes. Yeah.
So in terms of like a war film, to war films to work, I think they've got to be unknown actors.
See that?
Otherwise, you were looking at Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, that's the good thing with Saving Private Ryan. Those first scenes where people just getting blown to bits.
Even like Tom Sizemore and shit.
Yeah, Tom's good noise. But then you've got like Giovanni Ribisi, you've got Vin Diesel before he was famous.
Yep.
You've got Matt Damon is actually not the superstar he is now.
Tom Hardy in it as well.
No, you're thinking of Band of Brothers.
Right, is he in that as well?
No, he's in Band of Brothers. In Band of Brothers, everyone's in it. Every British actor around that time is in it.
Yeah, like
Trust
Simon
me.
Pegg in there and everything.
Yeah.
Random as fuck.
It is random, mate. You're watching like people that have been in Corrie, and then you're watching people who are the biggest film star on the planet.
I'll go with that.
Yeah, no, that's good. See, I'd go a different route. I'd have people like,
megastars.
Or just people you wouldn't think.
Sean Connery. What, Sean Connery playing a 22-year-old Scottish man? How's that work? Don't worry about it. Sean Connery's a great
considering he's dead, that's but other than that. No, but like, just I'd have people like Hugh Grant.
Hugh Grant can play an officer.
Yeah, there you go.
He could.
Daniel Day-Lewis.
Daniel Day-Lewis can play anything.
Yeah,
Daniel
exactly.
Day-Lewis can play a shoe.
Do you know what I mean?
I believe it.
Hey. Mel Gibson can play himself.
Mel Gibson turns up and plays himself.
Yeah.
He's just that anti-English guy in anything that he does.
Yeah, he isn't he? That's him.
Who pissed him off, by the way?
Mel Gibson?
Yeah.
Well, he's gone on a weird career trajectory on old Mel. Because until like the late 90s, he was bankable, everyone liked him, huge star.
Megastar.
Then he decided he was going to be anti-Semitic for a bit. Not the great idea if you want to work in Hollywood and get on with everyone.
No, and then I think the Passion of the Christ didn't really alleviate that.
No, I'm just going to blame Jewish people for everything, including the death of Christ. Yeah, that's not going to get you out of jail, bro.
Like, his publicist must have been trying to build bridges here.
Yeah, this isn't the way to go, Mel. Now apparently he's stopping pedos. That's his new thing. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Obviously, that's a very noble cause, but it's a bit bizarre that he suddenly decided I'm going to start, Yeah, he's apparently doing documentaries about paedophilia in Hollywood or something.
Well, someone should.
Yeah, I mean, and he's the man for the job, obviously. So, and he likes Trump, doesn't he? He saluted Trump. That was another thing he got into.
Is he Australian?
He's not, right? He's American, but he moved to Australia when he was like young, because apparently his dad didn't want him to be in the Vietnam War or something like that. So he's like he might even have dual citizenship.
He did play a hell of a soldier in We Were Soldiers.
Yes, yeah, he did.
It's a real guy. That
He's quite a physical guy anyway. Because apparently he moved back to Australia when he first became big, and like lived on a ranch there.
What was his first thing? Mad Max.
Mad Max. After Mad Max, I think he had a drink. Obviously he's got a drinking problem. Everyone knows that. But he had a bit of a problem with drinking, so he moved back to Australia, lived on a ranch like as a sort of farm person, and then came back to Hollywood and did Lethal Weapon and.
Joe, I would like to see do a war film. Taylor Sheridan.
Oh, what's the thing? Mary Kingstown.
Oh no, well at the moment
is that what I'm thinking of?
Yellowstone,
am I getting this
1883,
completely
1923, all of them things that he's done recently on Paramount are fucking incredible, and I think he would do a war film justice.
I'm trying to think if I got it completely wrong. What I'm thinking of? Oh, he did Wind River as well. I love that film.
Who's this?
Taylor Sheridan. Yeah, he did Mayor of Kingstown. Have you ever seen Mayor of Kingstown? You'll love it.
Apparently, a lot of what he's done is good as well. Is the King of Tulsa, which is Stallone?
Tulsa King.
Tulsa King.
Yeah, you like that. It's ridiculous.
Is it?
But it's Stallone, isn't it? I tried giving and I like Sylvester Stallone, and I tried giving his reality TV show go the other week.
What reality TV show?
It's just the Kardashians with Sylvester Stallone in it. That is basically the premise.
The Kardashians?
I love this. I love this about you. Right.
I know who they are. Never seen a second of it.
Right. Do you remember O.J. Simpson?
Would you like us to do Steve watches?
Yeah.
Do you see like people? Me and Ronnie talked about this. There's a guy called Nathan Brown, actor, who listens to like songs and stuff, and I love his reactions to it.
Yeah.
Do we need to do Steve watches Love Island, Meet the Kardashians?
Oh my God! We need to do this, right? We could probably do it on air on a Friday at 4 o'clock. Wouldn't be any less relevant than what we do.
Let us know in the comments. What do you want to see Steve watch?
What does Steve watch?
Oh, just ask me. Have you seen?
Yeah.
And if it's on telly, probably not, right?
I did try and give you a crash course in Love Island when we had
when we had the winner on.
Yeah, we had the winner on. And Steve, right? I was so excited to say to Steve, like, we've got the winner of Love Island, and he was like, of what? And I'm like, Love Island. He's like, never heard of it. And I'm like, what? How can you not? It's like the biggest show. He's like, all right. I went, is he a United fan? He's from Sale. Right, so I'll get him on. that was the way we got him on the
Made
channel.
in Chelsea, I've heard of that.
Yeah, I used to like Made in Chelsea. It went downhill after the 4th series. We are opposites, bro. I watch trash. I do. I admit it. Like, you're out there fighting for your country. I'm watching Made in Chelsea.
You're watching Made in fucking Chelsea. I'm watching Yellowstone, wondering if I could fucking afford a ranch.
Yeah, that's us. That's the difference between me and you.
Just fucking get away from it all and just fucking like butcher my own cows. That'd be fucking alright.
I'd be the worst farmer ever, mate. I'm so not practical. I don't do anything in our house. My missus does it all, or my dad comes round and does it. Alex Buckingham.
Woody in the comments, Yellowstone is mega. Mate,
right.
He got me onto it. Actually.
Yellowstone, explain it to me.
Kevin Costner in the role of his life. He embodies this dude like you've never...
Have you not seen JFK?
Fuck JFK, and it's a great film.
Yeah.
But you need to go watch it. It's on Amazon, who aren't sponsoring us yet.
What?
We're changing that tomorrow. Hopefully. I think there's an add-on that you can get on there for Paramount. There's about 5 seasons of it, I think. It's fucking incredible. It's genuinely incredible. The first episode, they're really trying to fucking get plate spinning.
Yeah.
So I think their first episode is like an hour and a half long, and it's a bit of a grind, the first episode. But then into the second episode and beyond, it's just fucking unbelievable.
Love that.
It's like a little bit of a vibe of Sons of Anarchy, but with more cattle.
Right. You know what? I think we should do, not only forget Steve to watch things, do reviews with Steve. That'd be good. It's like Sons of Anarchy, but with cattle. Sweaty Legend gifted 1 Stretford Paddock membership. Thank you for that, my brother. Thank you for gifting membership. Loads of people in the chat as well. Yellowstone is brilliant, says Gamer Beans. Bobby's United says we should make a series on Man United podcast. D watches Coronation Street, says Brian Casey. Have you ever watched Coronation Street?
Yeah, when I was forced to, and I lived at home with mum and dad.
Yeah, I
it
used
was
to
just
watch
on,
it.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
Mum used to do the old soap fucking trail. What would it be like? No, it would start with Neighbours and Home and Away.
Yeah,
and then you get
Emmerdale, Corrie
and EastEnders.
And EastEnders.
And you just think these people shouldn't be allowed to vote.
No, I know what you mean. I can't. My missus loves Corrie. She loves Hollyoaks. and I can't remember any of it. And it's like when we went to like the what is it, Winter Wonderland. We used to go to the press pre-screening thing, not screening, but we get access. And she'd be like, "Oh, there's such and such people from Hollyoaks and such. I wouldn't have a clue who any of these people were, because Hollyoaks is just, and Corrie is not for me. It's depressing. It's all like doom and gloom. Do you know what I mean? You don't want to turn on the telly and just get depressed. And that's what all the soap operas seem to be. So I've never been into my soaps. And also, I had a bad experience once, because they sent me, right, when I was on the radio, to do a premiere, with red carpet. And it was like, right, red carpet, Batman Live at the arena. Yeah?
What's going on?
Yeah. So, I'm there with my mic, and I've got to interview people as they arrive for this premiere, right? And it's like, I said, I don't know any of mine. He said, don't worry. When they come up, you just ask him several questions like, what's going on with your character in a minute? Anything you can tell us, any plot spoilers? You know what happened, don't you?
Yeah, I can see what's going on.
Go on, yeah.
Someone's character died or...
Nailed it.
Yeah.
Nailed it. So, what can you tell us? And I'm full of beans, trying to act all giddy like I give a shit. What's happening with your character? What? With your character, what?
Who was the character?
I can't, someone from Hollyoaks. And just went, well, they died. And I went, And?
Isn't it about dragons and shit? No? All right. Well, have you thought about maybe being nicer to the writing team and seeing if you can get some dragons written in?
Whose fault is that? Hey?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Rising from the dead potion. No. What about if he came back in a premonition? Don't say it's never over.
Dallas. It was all a dream.
Was it?
Yeah, she died and then she came back because she changed her mind about leaving Dallas. So they had you never heard of that? Victoria Principal in the 80s. She left. I think it was Victoria Principal.
But imagine the writing team going, "Oh, fix that."
Yeah.
Rather than going, "Well, you fucked it."
It was
now,
all a
haven't you?"
dream. That season, the whole season, like season 4 of Dallas, whatever, was a dream.
Wow.
Comes out of the shower and she's alive because he's had a dream.
People are going,
it was her or Patrick Duffy.
That
I might
was
be
a
getting
dream.
that mixed up. Yeah. Maybe that's what'll happen with this season. The season's just gone. It'll all be a dream.
Steve watches the new Fast and Furious. What are we up to?
I think it's 10. Are you into that, you?
No.
You're not.
I went.
You're a bit of a petrol head, aren't you?
I'd like to be. I don't earn enough money to be.
Yeah, I hear that.
I watched Fast and Furious 1 the other day.
One.
Or Fast
Was that on a horse and cart? Penny farthing?
Just out of curiosity. So many bits in it that I didn't remember.
Yeah.
Loads that I didn't remember.
It's all right, one.
It was fine.
Yeah, it was a decent little film.
Loads of it that I didn't remember.
They should have ended it though, didn't
So
like
cheesy.
Paul Walker died, didn't he, in real life?
Yes.
But they kept like that's it. Let's wrap it up. But then they went, no, let's carry on. And it's like,
But it's just changed into this whole next shit. Like,
and there's
the
the
last one I
spin-offs in
watched,
there as well.
there was one where The Rock, playing The Rock, is
Rock.
driving some fucking armoured thing with a 50 cal on the top of it. And I don't know why this is undercover police looking at like gangs anymore. Like, I don't know where that changed. And the stunts the stunts was a bit on top in the first one.
Yeah.
And then they went to...
Isn't the one where it's in space?
Is there?
Yeah, I think there's one where they're driving in space. No, I'm no astronaut, and I'm not a physicist.
How much
But
care
I
is
think
done
it's
in that writing
flawed.
room?
I think it's flawed.
They're going, you can't submit that. And he's like, fuck it, let's try.
It's like David Brennan. Them lot won't remember. That audience of idiots won't know that this is absolute nonsense. Have you ever seen the film The A-Team?
The A-Team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seen it where they're in the tank and it flies
and
out
they're
the plane
flying
and
it.
they fly.
I don't know.
How annoyed were you with that?
No, not really.
Were you not?
No.
Because that is obviously so far detached from reality that it's
I don't
ridiculous.
know the fucking safe working limits on parachutes. I know you can fly some cargo. I don't know if you're getting a
flying
fucking...
a tank.
I mean, tanks must be hundreds of tons, I'm sure.
Flying a tank. I love that. I love how ridiculous that is.
Google M1 Abrams tank weight. It's got to be in the...
I love the fact you know it. M1 Abrams.
M1 Abrams weight.
Tank weight. Right. Let's have a look. Have a guess. No, don't look. Have a guess.
I don't know.
In tons.
40 ton.
73.6 tons. And they've got 2 parachutes on it, and they're flying it by firing the gun.
No, they're not. And then, here's the thing, right?
Yeah.
It's flying like, I think, sideways, isn't it?
Yeah.
So then surely it just fucking hits the ground and probably it buries itself several feet, I would think. But then they just drive it out of the lake. Like it landed on its feet. No, it didn't.
I used to love the A-Team when I was a kid.
But here's the thing, you're watching the A-Team. What happens? They weld an old oil drum to the front of something and now have a helicopter. Like, that's the game. So the A-Team, you allowed...
It was a formula, wasn't it? They'd get locked in a cupboard with a load of machines. They'd build a tank or whatever out of it. They'd come out And then
And not kill anyone.
They wouldn't, yeah. People just used to fly through the air like that, didn't they?
Yeah.
And then they'd land, but they wouldn't
And
die,
then
they'd just be
they'd
knocked
get
out.
away.
Yeah, they'd get away, and that was it. Do you know what I mean?
Good,
so
wholesome, like bad boy killing.
Yeah, it's good old wholesome.
The 18's really bad if you watch it now, though. Because I saw one of them out on YouTube recently.
My missus in the comments, right? We'll go
What
to the
do you
cinema.
want?
I know. My missus, we'll go to the cinema tonight, right? She wanted to watch Insidious.
Right.
We're not.
What are you watching?
What's it called? The rom-com with Jennifer Lawrence. No Hard Feelings.
I don't know anything about either of these films.
Thank you. There you go, you see. I'm glad you backed me up, bro. I knew I could rely on you. James Riach says, truly wish United would pick up... Who are United? Would pick up Diachi Kamada. Available for a free. Would add to the midfield so well. Such a great little player. Have you done a scouting report on this kid?
No.
What? That's the first time in the history of
and that
football.
fucking Zion Suzuki. First I heard of that when he was trending on Twitter last night. Who the fuck is he?
Really?
Yeah, really.
If you've not done a scouting report on him, then I don't know what's going on. Peter Kelly says, who's been a member of the academy for 35 months, says, what about the start of GoldenEye, where he drives a bike off a cliff, skydives into the plane and flies just in time before the plane crashes? I think like all bets are off with Bond. Bond is ridiculous, but it's always
Daniel
been
Craig's
ridiculous.
Bond wasn't mental though, where you go...
Pierce Brosnan's was, wasn't it?
Didn't watch it.
It was invisible cars.
I had zero desire to, because like Pierce Brosnan is not beating anyone up. Daniel Craig at least looks like he might fuck you up.
I think Daniel Craig in real life looks like he will.
Yeah.
You know when he's like in an interview and he gets asked a stupid question? I think he looks... Same with Tom Hardy. They look like people that could actually snap your jaw.
So
yeah.
good.
Ever seen you get annoyed with a silly question? If I was in an interview, I'd be genuinely scared that this guy might just snap and like...
Tom Hardy won a jiu-jitsu competition the other day, didn't he? He was rolling against... competing against...
The other day?
Well, a couple of months ago.
2 months ago?
I don't know.
But literally now?
Tom Hardy...
Right.
...won a jiu-jitsu competition.
Why?
Because he was competing in jiu-jitsu, Jay.
So Tom Hardy took up jiu-jitsu? I thought you meant when he was young, like before he was famous. No. So now he's gone, like, he does jiu-jitsu.
It's all over, like, social media and stuff. And the guy beating a fan was my mate. The lad that I serve with.
Stay. We've got to get you.
I didn't even
these
realise.
Would I lie to you cards?
It was
what is going on?
Literally scrolling through my timeline, and I was like, "Oh fucking hell!" So Hardy doing jiu-jitsu, nice. Carry on moving, and then it kept popping up on my feed because like all my mates were sharing it, going, "No fucking way, hang on, I'll show you."
Did your mate message you going? Did you got message your mate going? What you up to? And he's like, "I just had a fight with Tom Hardy."
No.
And you like, "Shut up, you whopper." And he's like, "No, I'm telling you the truth."
Let's see if we can find the pictures. This is my mate Danny.
See, when you said Tom Hardy does jiu-jitsu, or did
this is my mate
jiu-jitsu?
Dan.
Right, yep.
And
I thought you meant like when he was 18 or something, not recently.
And actually, there's me and him.
Yeah, so you're telling the truth there. Good. Evidence. Proof. We don't like liars.
There he is.
There he is with Tom Hardy. He is. Tom Hardy, like present day Tom Hardy fighting in jiu-jitsu competitions.
21st of December 2022.
So Tom Hardy's pretty good then at jiu-jitsu?
Guess so.
Mate, that's like Steven Seagal being Putin's mate or a police officer in Louisiana.
Both of which are true.
I know. And what sort of a career trajectory is that? Right? The guy went from being a kung fu teacher to being an actor to being a lawman in Louisiana to being Vladimir Putin's spokesperson. What's going on there? How's that happened?
It's like when Dennis Rodman was like the spokesperson for North Korea.
It's like
Dennis Rodman.
Yeah, it's like, you know, when they go like they say it, don't they? Like you go on like daytime telling, they go, we're going to be speaking to someone who's going to be telling us about the mindset of Vladimir Putin at the minute and just what is going on with the Russian leadership. We're speaking to Steven Seagal, and you're like,
never mind
what?
that, mate. What's going on with his hair?
What? Oh yeah. Steve, embrace being bald, bro. Embrace it. You don't have to wear the worst wig ever.
Mine's all right, my fuzz.
Yeah.
But Steven Seagal's isn't.
No, it's shocking. Have you seen it where Jack Whitehall interviews him and he chucks him in the pond? He's so weird, Steven Seagal. He's not a normal person. Like Jack Whitehall interviews him and he asks him about
also,
what
Aikido's not.
Is it not
normal? It's like,
what is it?
People run at you and you touch the wrist and they do a fucking front flip.
Have you ever seen him? Seen him teaching it now in Russia? What he does? So he's basically, because he's put on a bit of timber and it's obviously all set up, he's basically just getting people to run and he'll like kick his foot about half a metre off the floor, not even that, and then they'll fall over. It's the worst display of like teaching someone something
There's
ever.
a great
it's
account
so
on
embarrassing.
Instagram called McDojo, which just exposing like bullshit martial arts.
He's got to be on it.
Where
then, 'cause
people
he's
just
shocking.
like move their shoulder like that and someone coming at them with a knife falls over.
That's what it's like. It's proper like that. Yeah, Steven Seagal is off his head. Just before we wrap up.
Productive day that day, I think.
We've got 5 minutes. Well,
there must be some more questions.
We'll cram in a little
that
bit.
aren't United related.
We'll cram in a little bit, United, before we finish.
Al Bundy has a black belt, yeah. Al Bundy could legitimately like kick
Who's Al Bundy?
most people in the world's ass. I don't know what the name of the actor is.
Al Bundy. Court Star says Howson reacts and Howson's Brew at the same time. What's that? Better not be. I'll be having words. Best Arnie film, says Ben Sorville. I don't know why I said that twice. It's got to be Terminator 2, surely.
Predator's good.
Predator's decent.
I don't know.
For me,
I haven't seen his documentary yet.
I watched it the other day. He's another one who's a bit like Steven Seagal because grew up in some Austrian village, decides like he wants to be the next Hercules after watching it at the cinema, and makes that happen. Literally, becomes like Hercules in New York. So he has this bodybuilding career where he's the top dog in bodybuilding. Then he gets into movies. Then he becomes the number one box office star in movies for about a decade. What was his first
film? Was it Conan, or had he already done a few by then?
Well, he did like Hercules in New York, I think was his first one. Then he did Conan was his breakthrough where he became a big star. Then he decides after all that, I want to get into politics and becomes governor of California. Right,
that was weird, but then you realise that they elected a reality star to be the president. So actually, it's bang on track, in all honesty.
It is mental,
I'm fully expecting Joe Rogan or Jocko Willink to run soon.
That could happen,
or The Rock.
The Rock. I think The Rock could win. People have been trying to get Tom Hanks to run, haven't they?
Why?
Like Democrats.
Why?
Because he's so likeable and popular.
But like, what the fuck is Tom Hanks running on apart from the fact that he was great as Woody? Like,
but you've opened up Pandora's box because if Trump can run, anyone can.
Well, yeah,
and Tom Hanks is quite a clever dude. I know he's not a politician, but he's not.
Is there any chance that they could elect people that are under 70? Is that an idea?
I think they should go older. I think
the best old people in the world.
Yeah, I think.
Old people
what's Biden 82? I think he should have pushed the envelope.
He's 82, but he doesn't look a day over 150. He doesn't talk
I think
it's
ace that you've got a president who probably don't know what's going on. It's kind of funny. Well, he's said anything. He gets everything wrong. He gets names wrong. He doesn't quite know what's going on. I like a bit of that.
Someone said the other day, or it might be you saying it, they've never had a president that talks properly.
Barack Obama was alright, wasn't he?
No, he had a very distinct way.
Yes, we can
talking.
Yeah.
They all had a weird way of talking.
Trump was weird. JFK had a proper twang.
Bill Clinton had a real fun
There'll
way
be
of
no
talking.
whitewash in the White House. Yeah, they've all spoken a bit weird, actually.
But maybe that's what you need. Maybe you need a mad voice to get people to remember you.
Yeah, that's true. Or you can do what Clinton
Arnold
did.
Schwarzenegger.
Clinton went down another route to make sure he was remembered. Just shagging in the White House.
But he also had a weird voice.
He went for the trifecta. Shagging, weird voice. And
so that's why Arnold Schwarzenegger being elected as governor, not weird?
Yeah, to be honest with you, they've sort of made it all just normal, haven't they? They've normalised insanity. Nace Al-Felili says, I switched from an informative vid from one of my favourite United shows.
Did Tom Hanks not move to Greece because he was accused of drinking kids' blood? What?
What the fuck? Tom Hanks moved to Greece because he was accused of drinking kids' blood.
According to David Harrington, I am not accepting responsibility for that.
Sorry,
J-Lo 2024.
You're interrupting me on this super chat. Go on,
you say it.
Right, Nace Al-Felili says, I switched from an informative vid from one of my favourite other channels, for other United shows for the Brew. I never missed this show. Totally love it. Thank you. What else was it? Go on. What were you saying?
Don't know. I was reading some comments.
Abhinav Verma.
We spoke about Running Man recently. It's fucking great.
I've missed Abhinav Verma's chat. It says, I've missed loads of chats here. Sorry. Derek Best says, Jay, what's your favourite red carpet experience? Come on, you know the drill. Hey, you know it. Abhinav Verma says, make Steve watch Marvel movies up to phase 3. What's phase 3?
Don't know. Ronnie watches Marvel movies.
Of course he does. James React says, truly wish United would pick up the Achi Kamada, available for free, would add to the midfield, such a great little player.
It's really good super chat, mate. Maybe put it on a show where someone gives a fuck.
That's the spirit, isn't it? Let's just insult the people spending money to chat to us.
Put it on tomorrow's video, we might reply.
Jay's Park says, afternoon, Jay. It was so good to be with you at Old Trafford again. Good to feel the love again, mate. Love you, love you. Thanks, brother. Howson and Motty 2024. Yeah, we could run together.
For American president. I don't think we tick any of the boxes, but we're in.
You'd get away with it as a veteran. You could get the Republican
Jay,
vote.
if you don't think I'm having an Afghan or Iraq veteran's hat within 14 seconds of landing in New York in a couple of weeks, you are sadly mistaken.
I'm standing next to you when you go into a restaurant. And when you order, and they see what you're wearing with all your medals, and they go,
no, it's the hat. They have hats.
All right.
Like,
and they go,
they've never taken off in the UK, and they never will. And it's good. But I think it's fucking hilarious that they have, like, Afghanistan veteran and like the ribbon of the medal on the top of it.
And they're like, no, you put your money away. You don't pay. And I'm with him. And, also, can we order a porterhouse steak, please? Yeah. They do treat the military differently, don't they? But
the Pledge of Allegiances, it doesn't feel authentic to me. It always feels patronising and forced. That whole thank you for your service, it seems almost like a Tourette's response. It doesn't feel authentic. I like the way the British do it on fucking 11th of November, and then go fuck yourself, basically.
Yeah.
And I like that. Because anything more than that's just fun. Do you know what? It's like Christmas Day. I hate that it starts on the 14th of November. And carries on all the way through.
Live on our estate. It starts about middle of October in our estate. You start getting the lights out. It's like a competition.
By the time it comes round, you're fucking bored.
Hey.
No, have it for one day, mean it,
and
then fuck it off. See you next year.
What are you up to this weekend, Darkhead?
Oh, I got a request. And retweet my post about it as well. We are playing at Droylsden, 3 p.m. tomorrow. Jay's coming. He's getting his balls out. And he's also going to play football.
Nice.
We're playing at Droylsden tomorrow, 3 o'clock, £3 entry. Droylsden's first game back in 3 years. They're playing against Stretford Paddock. There may or may not be Manchester United players in attendance. And it's going to be a real big game. I reckon there's going to be about 1,000 or so turn up. It's going to be fucking mega. It's a memorial trophy for a lad that passed away in Afghanistan. Obviously close to my heart. And the fact it's in Droylsden against Droylsden doesn't really get much closer than that.
Yeah.
And we'd love to see as many Paddock out there as possible. I've got 30 scarves, I think, to give away. So if you come and find me, the missus, or even Ronaldo, or even Jay, just anyone you recognise and go, can I have a fucking scarf? And we'll give you a scarf if we've got any left.
Yeah, good cause. We'll be coming down there. Definitely do get involved. Get down at Droylsden. Rodney Joseph, by the way, says it was Patrick Duffy who died and wanted to come back to that. Thank you, not Victoria Principal. I always like to be accurate about those things. Listen, I think we've covered extensively the United Exodus there. So I think if you've watched that all the way through, you'll now know, without a doubt, who is leaving, how much they're getting sold for.
Put that thumbnail on the screen. Put the thumbnail.
See, this is how bad it is. They don't even know what the thumbnail is.
Hang on, I'm going to do the thumbnail bit
quickly.
All of them could go.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, sound. There you go. That'll be in the Daily Star tomorrow. All players could go, says leading Manchester United podcaster.
I would say all of them.
Yeah.
Individually or collectively could leave.
Well, there you go then, you see. We've covered the United Exodus in depth for 50 minutes there. If you're not done so, make sure you are subscribing to Stephen Howson's channel. Make sure as well you're checking out Stretford Paddock FC. Make sure, if you've not done already, that you're subscribing to this channel. We're going to be here on Monday. He's going to be here on Monday. And we're going to have a big announcement as well. Big thank you to Surfshark for sponsoring the channel as well. There is a link in the description. Go and check that out. That's been Stephen Howson. I've been Jay Motty. This has been The Brew. Thanks for watching.